everybody. Welcome to another episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. And this is a show we do each and every week for our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. They email in whatever they'd like us to talk about at an email address that is specifically for them. And we have no idea what it is until we read the question. So usually it leads to some pretty great conversation. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. If you donate if you're a supporter at the $5 and above level, you get to send in your questions, comments, or thoughts, and we talk about them. And like Matt said, could be a topic from anything at all. Food, we've talked travel, we've talked entertainment, we've talked sports. We've talked it all, for God's sake. So it's all in play. If you're a patron at the $5 and above level, there at the address above my head, if you're watching on YouTube, or as Matt just stated, patreon.com/the top 10. So if you like this show, and it's your first time watching the show and you want to support the show and be part of it, do so up there. All right, Matt, let's do it. What's our first one?
Just as a heads up, you are pixelated on my screen. I don't know how I look on yours.
Not again. No, I look fine on mine.
Okay.
Well, I'll dip out and come back in while you do the question.
Sure. I'll read the question. Go ahead and start that. This is from Reagan Lovig. Says, I recently rewatched The Departed and was reminded how Jack Nicholson didn't seem to care that his Boston accent was very slight or really not there in most cases. This made me consider other performances in which the actor or actress either nailed their accent like a champ or totally annihilated the accent like a chump. What are some of the standouts for you? So it was talking about Jack Nicholson and Departed, and then who's done good accents and who's done terrible accents,
right?
In movies.
Terrible accents. I mean, how do you not start it? Am I okay? Am I still pixelated?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay. I mean, how do you not start it? Kevin Costner in Robin Hood. I mean,
first thing I thought of.
In and out. At least Christian Slater was like, I'm not even going to try an accent. I'm Southern California boy.
You're not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're top of the call sheet. So if you said fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh yeah, Mary Poppins. Yeah. Those are the classic ones. But what are the ones most recently? Are there any that you thought were terrible? Well, I mean, Malkovich, that Russian accent.
In Rounders,
yeah. Whoa.
I will splash the pot with ever the fuck I want. I've met a lot of Russian people.
None of them speak like that.
Not entirely sure. Ray Fiennes, when he does an American accent, it's always like, I don't know about that one.
But his accent in Bruges is fantastic because that's not even like his region of accent. You compare his English accent in the Bond films versus his accent in Bruges is completely different in terms of region. Nails it. Those are not that easy to do. I've seen some Americans do some terrible Southern accents or terrible New York accents.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Just because it's regional, it doesn't mean you can do it because it's in your country.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! I just had one. Not really accent as far as movies, but have you heard Charlie Hunnam in an interview these days?
Oh no, no. Why is he doing an American accent?
I think he's done an American for so long that it's hard to even place where his accent is from anymore. In his natural speaking voice, it's like it sounds English and South African and Australian and American all kind of wrapped up into one.
Right. It's
like a weird. I'm not just been, I guess, doing American parts for so long. It's changed his speech. But I just saw him on a clip from I can't remember where. Yeah. I was like, where the fuck is he from?
Well, it's like Madonna going over to England with Guy Ritchie, and all of a sudden she had a British accent. You were like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I think Hunnam's he's not trying to affect any kind of accent. It's gotten so muddy, whereas Madonna was just being pretentious.
She was. Why does she get away with that? It's mind blowing to me.
She doesn't. We're giving her shit.
That's true. But like everybody, the overall populace, still accepts her, doesn't ding her for it. And they're cool with it because of course she's a pioneer. No one's going to deny that. Yes. But like, she still does some outrageous shit that you're just like, come on, like, do you still need the stroke? You need to now do the British accent to seem like superior. Do you still need the stroke at this point? It's just mind blowing.
Like, when was the last time she put out an album? I couldn't even tell you.
Probably a couple of years ago, knowing her. She's been prolific even in her later years, man. She just did a concert series or concert tour in 2018 as well, or 19, something like that. She was all over the world with her stuff, man. She had that hit with Justin Timberlake, the 4 minutes or whatever. And she tries, man. She's out there. You know?
I'm sure she is. You know, that's what she's always done.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I mean, it's been 15 years or something since I knowingly heard a song of hers.
You know who's good at accents? Vigo. Vigo's really good at accents.
Yeah.
Vigo did that Latino accent for Carlito's Way, and he didn't it wasn't an insult what he did. And then he did that accent in Eastern Promises, and he was really good in Eastern Promises with that accent.
He speaks something like 7 or 8 languages.
Yeah. So very educated man.
He's an interesting dude. He does that. He's he's a good artist. If you've ever seen any of his art, it's pretty impressive. You know, it's just multi-talented, got a lot of irons in the fire. Let's see, who else is really good at accents? I mean, I guess Meryl Streep and Iron Lady.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. Certainly Gillian Anderson in The Crown.
Yeah.
She's fantastic with that accent. Of course, she's been there for so long now. She's almost kind of assimilated. And that's different, right? Because that's an actress. She's not doing the interviews in a British accent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she does her British accent on the projects that she's on, but she doesn't do the interview. She's an American woman. She's from the Midwest. She knows. It's pretentious to put that shit on. Who else?
See.
Ryan
Reynolds.
Julia Roberts was terrible in Mary Riley with that Irish accent.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds in what?
Just the fact that he's pretty much the only Canadian actor that it never slips in any kind of interview that you can tell he's Canadian. He's as American as a Canadian can get. Because usually there's something, an A is thrown in just accidentally, or a colloquialism that is Canadian that isn't used here.
Right.
And I've never once heard anything out of Ryan Reynolds that would indicate Canadian.
Oh shit, man, we dropped the ball here. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, his accents have been incredible, right? I mean, even from There Will Be Blood, obviously, you know, he's in the Name of the Father, then into Gangs in New York. He's stellar with his accents, man.
That was almost a given, though. So that's what,
right.
You know.
Okay.
Well, he's one of the best. He morphs into whatever character it is.
Cate Blanchett. Blanchett does great accents.
Yeah, she does. She does do great accent work.
Yeah.
A bunch of those Australian, like Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yeah.
When he does an American, I can't tell the difference.
No, you're right. I was watching a British show. I want to recommend something to you. It's on PBS. It just started. Have you guys watched Miss Scarlet and the Duke? Have you guys started this yet?
I think we've done 4 of the 6. We just watch one a night because we don't want to burn through it too quick.
Yeah. We tore through the first 3 episodes yesterday. We're terrible, man. We're fucking terrible. As soon as we find something, it's like,
I know. Well, yeah. We just go back to our filler TV has been Veep. This is the second time we've watched Veep.
Nice.
But
that show is so good.
It's so good. I mean, it's just the cut downs are so just vulgar and surgical.
Yeah.
And just hilarious.
Oh, what about Hugh Laurie? Do you like his American accent?
Yeah.
In House and in Veep?
Pulls it off every time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's always good. I mean, a bunch of those British. Benedict Cumberbatch. So I rewatched Black Mass just because I felt like it the other day. His Boston is so terrible. It's so terrible.
Horrific.
Yeah. For as good as that guy is and everything else, man, that Boston accent is one of the worst.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, man. It is bad. It is so bad. I like Cliff Curtis. You remember him?
Okay.
You know him, right? Yeah. His his East LA gangster in Training Day was
he plays everything.
Spooky, but he's run the gamut of all the different characters because I think he's from New Zealand. I think he's Maori or have a Maori descent, I think. But he's incredible.
I mean, plays Middle Eastern guys
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Latinos and
Yeah, covers the spectrum.
yeah. Uh,
Those are good. Any other terrible ones come to mind?
trying
I think
to.
Winslet does an okay American accent, so I can't falter on that one.
Winslet?
Yeah,
Sure.
I thought what's her face? Renee Zellweger did a good job with Bridget Jones, accent wise, maybe.
I've seen the first one. I've never seen any of the others, so I couldn't really.
Gotcha.
I remember it being good, but it's also been a long time.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, we said Meryl Streep already, so that pretty much covers the gamut.
yeah.
Do you think DiCaprio's good at accents?
Oh, what in Blood Diamond? That
Yeah.
Afrikaners.
Yeah,
It was all right. I know some people that know more. I recall at the time saying it was fine,
right.
but I don't know any different, so it was good to me.
I thought Chadwick Boseman's African accent was fantastic for Black Panther. I
Sure.
thought he did a really good job with that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of Denzel if he's ever done, but I couldn't think of a single.
Well, yeah, Cry Freedom. He played
Cry
Rico.
Freedom. There you go. Good call.
Yeah, he was good in that. Him and Kevin Kline. I remember that film.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I think we've answered this one. I think.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mr. Lovig, for sending that in, and we are going to move on.
Absolutely. All right, this one's from Lemke.
Lemke.
I'm going to Lemke. I'm gonna have your job, shithead. What's up, Matt and John? In regards to the recent attack on Capitol Hill, oh, here we go. I want to ask a question about. No, just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Even I'm burnt out on this level of miserableness. So fair enough, Chris. My actual question is, if you could give any director a redo, not a reboot, but an actual second chance on a film, who would you give the opportunity to? There's certainly plenty. Coppola on Godfather 3, the Wachowskis on a Matrix sequel, Spielberg on Indy 4, Schumacher on Batman and Robin. So who do you have right? Who do you have right there wrong? Interesting. Good question, Chris. Damn.
Well, I think Schumacher on Batman is out for me.
Yeah, you think he'd still make the same movie?
Because I've seen the behind the scenes, and he's so dismissive of the entire endeavor.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that
it's because the studios are making him do it. He's just like, I don't want to do it. No, put the nipples on the bat suit now.
Well, that was, I believe, his choice.
You think so? All right.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, hey, what's my direction in the scene? I've seen like behind the scenes and actors talking about it, and he's always like, it's a cartoon movie. And you're like, why are you doing this?
Just say the line. Just say the line.
Yeah, exactly. Let's fucking get out of here.
You're making your millions.
Where Spielberg has said Indy 4 is a dud.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he would come back and actually change things. I think Coppola is still pushing the narrative that Godfather 3 is good.
Well, he redid it and released it. I bought it the other day. He did a whole new cut of it and edited some stuff out, put some stuff in. So I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it on Saturday. I've set aside the morning to wake up, put it on in the office, and see if it's any damn good. But yeah, so he's already had his shot at redoing it, so to speak. Wachowski's on a Matrix. That's interesting because, of course, one of the Wachowskis is doing Matrix 4. And I wonder if they could work together to do the two sequels again. Because at the time, I think one was transitioning. And one might have been thinking about transitioning, but hadn't made the decision yet. So I think that would be interesting. And I'm not trying to dead name here in case anybody is upset or anything like that. I just want to make sure I'm being respectful here, but I think they would. I think now, I don't know if there must be a reason they're not working together on Matrix 4. So I don't know if they would work together to redo the two sequels, but I think the sequels really reflect two people who are not 100% focused on the films to flesh out what they were trying to do. Because I think that first film is so excellent. It just shows that there's some issues there.
Yeah. So I think Indy 4 has the best chance. I mean, you'll have to report back on the recut of The Godfather 3, but I would assume even
Sophia's still in it, dude.
I know.
So,
I
Sophia's
saw
still in
him
it.
defending it the other day, and she's like, she's great in it. You're like,
You're crazy.
she's really not, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason we all have a distaste for it.
It's the reason she doesn't do it anymore, acting. There's a
Yeah.
reason for that, you know?
And do we feel bad saying this? 20 some odd years on, yeah, still a little, yeah, for me.
Sure.
Because she tried and she was young, and
Right. But that's the game, man. Once you do something in film, you are subject to the acceptance or the rejection of it for the rest of your life. Really, it's the game. It's the game. There's
yeah,
nothing
no,
to do about
I
it.
agree.
Yeah.
It's just to
I'm not trying to
have
bash her.
someone.
Right.
What's that?
We're not trying to bash her. We're just giving
Yeah.
our opinion. Yeah.
I just to ask such a young actress or actor, whoever it may be, to join the most prestige of projects.
Yeah.
The other two movies are classics. Good luck. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. And then to be basically what everybody points to is the
Oh.
fault of the third one. Just like, man, that's fucking brutal.
Now we got Rocky Balboa, we got Creed and Creed 2, but I'd give Stallone another shot at Rocky 5. I think he had the bones of something that at the time was, I mean, when you watch the film, it's so 90s that it's ridiculous. But what he wanted to address, I think we have caught up as a society to be open to that possibility. We don't want to see our heroes necessarily go through brain damage and mental health issues as a result of the brain damage, but exploring what could happen to someone who has taken so many blows to the head from so many powerful people. I think could be really interesting. So I think there would still have been a way for him to do Rocky 5 and kind of have that vibe of Rocky Balboa, which I think is an imperfect film, but it's give him another chance at doing Rocky 5 with a little more of the Rocky feeling and emotion to it and less of the depression and sadness to it. I think there could have been something more to explore here for sure. Because it asks you to believe way too many stupid things that Rocky would actually sign over his shit to Paulie, who he doesn't trust and has never trusted since day one. It's like, it's not absolutely, there's no way Adrian would let him sign over their shit to Paulie. No fucking way. So just like the premise in the movie doesn't. So I'd give him another shot at that.
Yeah, it's just a plot device to get Rocky back to being poor.
Yeah, exactly right.
It is.
And of course, it's
like
Paulie's fault.
The Dark Knight Rises. There's no way that trade is legally allowed to go through. Look what's going on in the U.S. as we're recording this.
Right. Oh,
they've
that's
shut down.
true.
Yeah, they've shut out poor people, not huge hedge funds, from speculating, just like the hedge funds and the big boys do. Yeah. There's no way that trade. That has bothered me since the first time I saw it in the theater. And it's like they would nullify that trade, and then it compounds from there. Of like, so he had no liquidity and a house that he had to build from scratch. He did it with a mortgage. Like it was all on credit. Really?
All right. How about that? Christopher Nolan, another shot at Dark Knight Rises and fixing that. Would you?
Well, I was going to say to you, would you do it for any of the Star Wars?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Which one?
I would allow JJ to finish to do all three.
Do the full trilogy?
Yeah, do the full trilogy because and remove Ryan. Nothing against Rian Johnson. I know a lot of people love Last Jedi. Some people, I certainly like most of the film, not all of the film, but I would. I think I would do that because obviously there were issues behind the scenes between JJ and Kathleen. At least that's what I think. And he wasn't able to come back and do the second one. And I think they realized. I think Kathleen thought. I don't want to say arrogantly, but I think Kathleen was very confident in her opinion that Rian Johnson was the way to go. Mm-hmm. And then that film came out and absolutely shattered the fandom. Absolutely shattered the fandom. You can't deny that. And so in order to avoid that, and that's something she's never been able to get away from, to be honest with you. So to avoid that, I would let JJ do all three of the movies and remove Ryan. Because I don't think Ryan would change a damn thing in his movie. I think he's very proud.
And the fact of the matter, those JJ is now when you go back and look at it, it's just like what were your ideas? Mm-hmm. And what did you come with? And because sometimes you bring up stuff like Maz, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Maz Kanata, yeah.
Yeah. When Han is like, where'd you get his lightsaber? Like, that's a story for another day. And just like we never get that story, and she never really returns as any kind of serious character. And then he just,
Yeah.
square peg into a round hole, the Emperor into the final one. You're like, why? Where did the Emperor come from? See, I think I would go with Lucas and be like, redo the prequels. Now that you've heard all our criticism.
Ooh. Dude, he wouldn't change a fucking thing.
I see. I think he might now just like
do
a blend of practical plus the green screen. And yeah, I think so.
There was a hubris there, though, man.
Of course there was.
Maybe an older, more settled George Lucas does a better job with those prequels. Hearing the depression of Natalie Portman, watching how Hayden Christensen was essentially banished from films. Jake Lloyd, what happened to him? What happened to the gentleman, the actor who played Jar Jar Binks? So yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe George Lucas comes back and hears the criticisms and makes adjustments.
And he's seen what Disney's done with it and how the fans reacted to that, and comes back and is like, you know what, I can do a slight tweak. Although I saw that Disney announced that they're thinking about redoing the new trilogy on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Jesus, guys, dead horse.
Yeah.
And then the next trilogy will not be a Skywalker trilogy.
Right.
And then, but no, we're not going to do it, but possibly. And you're like, just make up your minds.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could use something new.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I wonder.
Yeah, there's got to be. Let's see. Who do you have? What about, Ridley with Prometheus?
Oh my God.
Hey, just trim some of this bullshit. You got a lot of good here.
I mean, maybe. But I mean, he had Alien Covenant, and he crapped the bed even worse in Alien Covenant than he did in Prometheus.
True. Very true.
That was rough to watch, dude. Oh. X-Men Apocalypse. And then X-Men Dark Phoenix. I would absolutely, after all our criticisms, and look, I'm not one to bring Bryan Singer back into the fold. I think he's an absolutely, morally bankrupt human being. But maybe you give him a chance to redo those two X-Men, because clearly he can make good X-Men movies, but a lot of shit must have been going on for him to make that. I know he didn't do Dark Phoenix, but he did.
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. He did Apocalypse and put in Oscar Isaac and all that purple grimace makeup and outfit.
Yeah.
It just
the movie's fucking terrible.
Yeah. So maybe he tries that one again.
I almost think Apocalypse is worse, even though, if I'm being honest, Dark Phoenix is. But as soon as I saw the trailer for Dark Phoenix, I was like, that's dog shit.
Yeah, you knew expectations wise. Yeah, this is going to be terrible.
Whereas Apocalypse, you're like, Bryan Singer, Oscar Isaac, this could be really interesting. And then from super early on, I was like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And wow, we're 5 minutes in. I already have three things where my brain is three things. And I've already suspended disbelief in a world where mutants exist. And I'm fine with it. And you've done three things that don't make a lick of fucking sense. And you're like, okay, like the stupid blocks to close off the entrance for a like that doesn't. Why is that the solution to this? There's much easier solutions to this problem. It looks cool, okay, but there's a practicality to all of this.
I got two for you, and they're the same character. I would actually give Gavin Hood another shot at the first Wolverine movie because of that conversation I had with him at Collider. I had to cut out those 20 minutes where he talked to me about what really happened behind the scenes of that movie. And what he told me, I was just like, wow, there's no way you were ever going to make a good movie with all the shit that went down behind the scenes in that movie. So giving him another shot at it to do what he wanted to do with the film, which was a whole other thing. And Deadpool was never going to be silent. Like he had all these other ideas that the studio was rejected. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get in trouble, but like, and also giving Mangold another shot at Origins Wolverine as well, or whatever that one was, the Wolverine, I guess, the Wolverine, and having him fix that last half an hour of the movie. Because man, everything leading up to that half an hour,
it's really cool,
right?
There's a lot of really cool in that. The
train scene,
car. I was about to say the train. I almost, searching for something other than a subway because it's not a subway, but the train car fighting on top and. It was like a comic book come to life. I'm like, this is awesome.
It was stellar.
Yeah.
I mean, I might recast that the blonde actress who played the lizard girl, whatever she was. But
take that out. There's
yeah,
no need for it.
1,000%. Take it out. Yeah, it's even
Yeah.
better. Even better, man. Yeah. There's a better film. There's a way better ending to that film than what they defaulted to. And that makes me believe that the studio once again meddled in this situation. And it seems like they stayed out or knew people were in charge of the studio, let Mangold do Logan. I watched it again the other night, dude. God damn it, I love that fucking movie, man. Just love it to pieces. Love it to pieces. So
yeah, I like that movie. I don't love it.
Okay.
But it's kind of like Blade Runner. I recognize the quality. I totally get it. It just, there are others that resonate more with me than than Logan.
That's fair.
Is
there another disappointing movie you'd give a director another shot at?
I'm trying to think. What about moving on from director with an actor taking an actor and actress taking a second run at, you're too good for this.
Okay.
Like Tom Hardy in Venom. You're too fucking good for this weird accent.
Wait, it made $800 million. Yeah, man. They're doing a sequel.
That's fine. So do Transformer movies. Doesn't mean
those are good.
Doesn't mean the acting performances in them are so excellent that you want to, Tom Hardy, that's the only time I've ever seen him where I questioned his ability as an actor.
Whoa, oh, wow.
It did. Because the accent, the posturing.
The accent was weird. Yeah.
The choice of how he wanted to portray that character is like he was a meathead, but supposed to be this world-renowned investigative journalist. And it's like, I don't understand this choice. Whereas
Mrs. C.
Yeah. He's going to get to the bottom of Riz Ahmed, who's, Elon Musk in essence.
Right.
And he outwits him and just like, I believe that Tom Hardy could do that, but his portrayal of this character makes me believe this character could not do this.
Right. That's a great point, actually.
Yeah. And it's just like, I love you and everything. And this is the first time I've ever questioned your choices.
Yeah.
Because he's been in some shit movies, that one with the war one, but it was a love triangle. Him.
Oh yeah, with Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, war. This means war.
This means war.
Yeah.
Movie sucks.
Oh God, it sucks, man.
He's good in it. I don't blame him for that movie sucking.
Right.
I blame the script and the direction and the choices and the overall just tone of the project and everything else. But yeah, just like I don't know. Take a second run at that. I think you do better.
Yeah, maybe. That's a great point, actually. Actors that could get a second run at something.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent point. And you could do. I do redo Speed 2. Pretty much any sequel Sandra Bullock's been in. Miss Congeniality 2, Speed 2. Redo all those. Give her a shot at redoing all those, for God's sakes. I think there was possible franchise with both of those movies that just went up in smoke. I don't know how you don't wait for Keanu. How do you not wait for Keanu? How do you not go, you know what? What do you need? How much money? What's the time schedule? All right, we'll make it work. What's it going to take?
Oh, is that what it was? I thought Keanu just didn't want to do it.
Dude, they put enough money in your face, you'll do it. They put enough money in your face.
Yeah, but
he's doing guest spots to all the girls I've loved before, for God's sake. So, I mean,
Yeah, but they offered Mike Keaton like 18 or 20 million to do Batman 3, and he was like, I'm done playing Batman. And we kind of screwed him in this town.
I feel like that's another great conversation too. Which actor turned down coming back to a role that you would like to have seen them tackle the next installment of the franchise?
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton that would have been interesting. It's a whole nother movie, man.
It is. Well, then you got Burton coming back, and it's a completely different movie.
Yeah.
As opposed to nothing wrong with the Val Kilmer. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
This
is a great. Thank you, Lemke. Bless you. All right, we're to the 30-minute mark. We should wrap it up here, Matt. I think.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lemke, for another great question. That was a lot of fun to explore that, and thank you, Reagan Lovig, as well for that question. That was another fun exploration of the world of movies. Matt, what do we got to tell him here as we wrap up?
Well, I mean, if you're listening to this early in the morning, the day comes out, we do have the Golden Ticket live coming, starting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today on the Thursday that you're listening. So check that out with us. You can go to youtube.com/the top 10 podcast with the number 10, and you can watch it over there streaming live at 2 p.m. And good luck to the 2 finalists. Can't wait to have you on the show and see what you pick for a topic. Should be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come in live. We'll answer some of your questions. Maybe we'll even bring some of y'all in live to get your reactions to the overall match, depending on how the time frame and the time constraints of the match, how long it goes, whatever. But it's going to be fun, and you'll be able to watch it live and comment during the match. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. So all of that in play as well. And Matt, we've got. Are we announcing another thing, or have we already announced that second thing as well? The other live.
On the 18th.
The 18th of February. Yeah, we're doing another live show. 18th of February. That one's at noon, right?
That is at noon, and that'll be for patrons at the $10 tier and up. So if you'd like to watch that one with us, go to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 and join us. And we intend on, so long as things go well, doing this potentially a couple times a month going forward.
Yeah. A little fun interacting.
Yeah. You'll have access to jump on and watch the show as we do it live, couple times a month. So please join us over there and join us for the golden ticket.
There you go. You can follow Matt Nost at Matt Nost. Follow me at The Rocha Says, and we'll talk to you next time on another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.